unfair. How did you manage those expectations on your son and talk him through other people's expectations for him?
Fantastic question. And he's not me as a player. He's different. He's almost 6'2". He's 194 pounds. He's a right winger. He's a right shot. Obviously, I was a smaller centerman left shot, so he is different than me. Keenan has created his own identity as a hockey player. But for him, no matter what was being said or what was going on, he loved the game so much that no matter what, he was just, he was going to put his head down and he was going to do the work, and that's how he put himself in this situation. So we had to have those conversations. Keenan played, AAA hockey for Little Caesars all the way through. I think he from 11 till he was 16 years old, 10 till he was 16 years old. So we played a lot of travel hockey, a lot of competitive hockey, and we played against other people. And he wore number 33, and I draped for 33 on his back. And I heard people, chirp him and stuff, and he handled it well. So for him, it was he had to carve out his own path. And that's exactly what he's done. Last year, he ended up going to prep school in Ontario, St. Andrews College. This year he's playing out in British Columbia, out in Western Canada for Chilliwack. So, he's chasing it. It's not like he wanted to stay home and just kind of, do other things. He wanted to dig in, and if playing hockey meant, going, halfway wherever it was, he was going to do it to chase his dream. And that's something that I'm real proud of. So a lot of those conversations were had. In the end, this was something that he earned. This is something, that he really worked for, and I'm proud of him. The one thing I know about Keenan is if he's got to get up at 5:30 in the morning to go work out and then skate and do whatever it is, he's going to do it. He's going to put the time in. He's going to put the work in, and I love his passion for the game of hockey. I had that. I still have that. And, he has it. And that's something that I'm real proud that I was able to pass on to him.
Chris Draper joins us here on the Stoney and Jensen Show, 97.1 The Ticket. Overall, obviously, all general managers and scouting directors, they usually come away happy, at least publicly. What is the one, intangible or one common thread that all your picks might have?
You know what? I think we got smart hockey players. We touched on that. When Stevie gave me the opportunity to direct the amateur scouting, we talked about what a Detroit Red Wing prospect looks like. And that was something that we continued to talk about right up until yesterday. I think we wanted to get smart, competitive hockey players, and I honestly believe with what we did over the last 2 days, that's exactly what we brought into our organization. Obviously we're a big fan of character. You want to try to find, how these players are wired. Everyone talks about that passion and that inner drive. And we think we have, that's what we feel that we brought into the organization. So, I would say that those intangibles are something that, when I talk to Stevie about it, that's what a Detroit Red Wing player looks like. And obviously, talking to our amateur staff, we have those conversations, daily, weekly, whatever it might be. And, in the end, that's how we put our list together. And more importantly, in the end, that's why we ended up calling the names of the players that we did yesterday.
What makes Lucas Raymond so special? He was taken fourth ahead of some other players that other people might have thought you guys should have taken. And with that, realistically, how many years do you think it'll take before he is a Detroit Red Wing? We can see him.
The reason with Lucas Raymond is, just the body of work that we've seen with him, I'd probably say over the last 3 years, and it just seems the bigger the moment, bigger the game, he steps up. That was something that we really talked about. Last year was a little bit of a different year, but that does happen over in Sweden. He was a 17-year-old kid playing in the SHL, playing pro hockey. There were some nights where we were able to see him, and he was the Lucas Raymond that we thought he was going to be. There was also some nights where he didn't play much, and it was frustrating. And then all of a sudden, over there, he would be sent down to the J20 team, and he would just put up some ridiculous numbers. So the thing that we kept coming back to with Lucas Raymond is what I just touched on earlier: the hockey sense, the vision, the skill set, and we really believe that this player, has the opportunity to make players around him better when he's on the ice. We watched him a ton, like I said, and then we had the luxury of watching him, this year. Obviously, the SHL over in Sweden is up and running right now, so we were able to watch that as well. So, when we sit there, we know we need a lot, as we're building this, as we're going through this rebuild, and there were that name when we talked about our list. This name kept coming up, and that's why we ended up announcing Lucas Raymond with our first pick for the fourth overall.
And Chris, I know that some of the top picks, right, that they've matured so much at the young age of 18 that you can see a little bit more of what they're going to be. But as you go down the list, how hard is it to evaluate and project what a player will be when you're drafting them at 17 or 18 and hoping that by their 21 or 22 that they can be productive in the NHL?
Absolutely. We're talking 17, 18-year-old young men, but I think we start looking at some of the players that we drafted. There's the last four names that we took are all going to go play college hockey, NCAA. So they have a year of junior, then they're going into college. They get the 3-4 year development path, and I think that's something that those players need. And so that's the exciting thing when you're taking players. Sam Staines, he's going to Wisconsin. He's going to play for Tony Granato. Tyler Coyne's going to Harvard, etc. We really like where the path that these players are on. I touched on it 2 days ago with our development staff, with Sean Horkoff, Dan Cleary, Nicholas Cronwall, and Brandon Arado. I think those four do an unbelievable job with our prospects of getting them prepared, challenging them, making our prospects better. It's something that we certainly need, and that's how we're going to get the Detroit Red Wings better. So, my job is to give the development staff players to work with, and we touched on what the DNA of the Detroit Red Wing is. And, we feel that the names that we selected, that's exactly what they're going to be, that they're going to have the opportunity to work with our development staff. They're passionate hockey players. They want to be hockey players. They want to be NHL players. They want to be Detroit Red Wings. And now it starts. Now the journey starts. What they've done is they've given themselves, an opportunity over the last 2 days to get their names announced. But, in the end, now the work goes. As they go from 18 to 19, the expectations are they're going to get bigger and stronger. They're going to get faster. They're going to put the work in. And that's how you become an NHL hockey player. That's how you become a professional athlete. And we think that we draft a lot of character, and that these players are willing to do that and put the work in.
Final thing of the guys that were taken yesterday, besides Keenan, who's the one that you think, you know what, people might not know this guy, but he will probably be a Detroit Red Wing?
You know what, I would probably say the one intriguing name for me is Sam Staines. This kid's a phenomenal athlete. Growing up, he was unbelievable at baseball.
He was Wisconsin Baseball Player of the Year, right?
Exactly.
In high school.
Yeah, that's Sam. Yeah, and I saw one of the home runs he hit, and that thing was gone. So this kid, he's a phenomenal athlete. And you love drafting athletes. This guy, there were some people that say that if he chose, he could have been drafted in baseball as well. So that's something that's obviously pretty exciting. I talked to Tony Granato yesterday. And he just raves about the character of Sam Staines. So he would be, obviously we're real excited to bring everyone into the organization. But that would be the one name. He had a real big year last year. Can really skate, can really shoot the puck, and I know Tony's expecting big things from him at University of Wisconsin. So, that's an exciting name for us. In the later rounds.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot. We really appreciate your time as always. Stay well, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And you guys stay well, stay safe. I appreciate the call. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Chris Draper, the Director of Amateur Scouting for your Detroit Red Wings on 97.1 The Ticket.
As we get further into the college football season, the schedule keeps getting better and better. This weekend, we got Florida taking on Texas A&M, Texas against Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout, Tennessee at Georgia. With all this action, you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. They're ready to take your real money wagers on all the action. You can stop by anytime and place your bets in the live betting window, or do what I did and go to one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. The BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, and more. And don't forget, we got Thursday Night Football tonight, Tampa Bay in Chicago. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting window or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. You must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Expert Heating and Cooling. Not much on your drive this early Thursday morning, accident-free so far. Coming up at 9 o'clock, planned road work will involve single lane closures on 75 both directions at Grange Hall Road. Also, the Grange Hall eastbound ramp to northbound 75 will be closing, as well as westbound Grange Hall Road ramp to southbound 75. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Are you praying your furnace lasts one more season? Force it into retirement before it lets you down, and be warm while you save. We have the best quality and the lowest price, period. Call 844-EXPERT and the number 1.
Not just a name, it's the truth.
Hi, this is Macomb County Executive Mark Hackel. These past few months have been anything but normal. We faced challenges we've never experienced before. Yet, due to everyone's efforts, progress has been made. Infection and hospitalization counts are down, and the death rate is extremely low. Together, we have flattened the curve. But remember, continue to follow CDC guidelines to keep you and your family safe. For more information, go to macombgov.org.
I'm going to guide you through a relaxing talk about cold and flu season. Even though this year is stressful, you're going to feel calm. Because at Rite Aid, our pharmacists are educated in traditional medicine and alternative remedies. So you not only get a flu shot, you also learn how to support your immune system. And rest assured, you're doing your best to protect your health and wellness. Get your flu shot and boost your immune system at Rite Aid today. No cost with most insurance, no appointment needed.
Vaccines while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
Ram Power Days is going on now at Kellyanne's Van Dyke Dodge in Aurora. Check out these incredible prices. New Ram Crew Cab 1500 4x4 priced at $28,995. New Grand Caravan under $19 grand. New Journeys just $17,939. Get to Kellyanne's Van Dyke Dodge to lease a well-equipped 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 for just $179 per month. Come see why Kellyanne's Van Dyke Dodge and Ram has Metro Detroit's best selection of Ram trucks. Or lease a Durango GT all-wheel drive, just $339 per month. That's right, lease a Durango GT all-wheel drive with leather and power sunroof for only $339 per month. Worried about credit? Forget it. We approve almost everyone. We need used cars. We're paying more for trade-ins than ever before, up to $2,500 more than book value. Our desperation for your trade-in is your advantage. Don't turn it in, cash it in. Only at Van Dyke Dodge. Kellyanne's Van Dyke Dodge, located on Van Dyke Avenue, just north of 696 and more. Or VanDykeDodge.com. Must next tax title destination and fees 24 months employee leases with owner oil fee $28.95 to signing. All rebates to dealers on credit required.
So wake up early, do a little studying, take the dog out, finish that audiobook until the very end. Finish that workout, then stop by McDonald's for breakfast and somehow manage to do it all before that 10 a.m. meeting meal. There's a meal for every morning at McDonald's.
Get all your favorites from the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu, like the sausage biscuit, sausage McGriddles, or crispy hash browns. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
From shredding to printing, the UPS store does every ing for small business. And this holiday, when the other guys are closing, we're doing another ing altogether, opening. So while we're busy notarizing and copying, consulting and mailboxing, packing and shipping, well, they're not really doing much of any ing. Opening this holiday, the UPS store. Every ing for small business, all in one place.
The UPS store.
The UPS store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Okay, ladies, we all know one of the greatest feelings in the world when a friend says, "Girl, those pants look amazing on you." And I say thanks. They're Skechers Go Walk Wear pants. And why do I always get compliments on these casual, athletic, stretchy pants? They're made with comfortable Go Flex fabric that has compression and hold. They have 4 pockets, plus they're machine washable and come in extended sizes. That's the Skechers Go Walk Wear line of pants. Find yours at Skechers.com or a Skechers store near you.
We saved serious cash with our Progressive Home and Auto bundle and used the money to buy a new boat.
Who's ready to water ski?
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say. On the toy boat, in your wading pool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
It all starts with just one thing. This fall, try not raking your leaves. Fallen leaves will help to provide biodiversity in your backyard and also provide a natural mulch for greener lawns next spring. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Chicago Bears host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Thursday Night Football. Pre-game at 8 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right, we thank Chris Draper for joining us. Still ahead, we are just about 2.5 minutes away from the 2 Grand Slam coming up at 7:50. The best, number 42 in Detroit sports history. Real quick, the story coming out of Houston with the Bill O'Brien, J.J. Watt screaming match, and allegedly, and yes, people have confirmed that really happened about 2 weeks ago. That's when allegedly O'Brien lost the team, so to speak. They're 0-4. They fired the coach. John, real quick, you not, obviously probably not in college because the young kids have so much respect for the head coach, at least to his face. In the pros, did you ever get into a screening match with one of your coaches or any other players that you can recall? Or?
Yeah, and this is not unusual to happen between players and coaches. And normally it happens between players and position coaches. Doesn't happen as often or as frequent with head coaches, but I got into it with Marty Schottenheimer. I got into it with Steve Spurrier. Got into it with Joe Gibbs a couple of times. Now, Joe, that one was a little bit harder to push his buttons. He was a very patient man. But it happens because this is that, and that's one of the things that separates the professional game from the amateur game is you're dealing with grown-ups, and not that kids aren't, or those that at universities aren't grown-ups, but when I'm 30 years old, I feel like I've earned the right, or it's just different than it is when I was 22. I've got a little bit more cachet saved up in regards to being able to speak my mind. So it happens all the time, and I really believe, especially with Bill O'Brien, we know Bill O'Brien is a fiery individual. I had the chance to meet him when he was the head coach of Penn State. And when I was working for the Big Ten Network, we would sit in and watch film, and I would get into it with him there, just talking about football. But that's what, and that's part of football as well. It's passionate, it's aggressive, and that's the type of personality you're going to have. So to say that, I know some people thought that was the reason he was fired. It may have been the last straw because of optics, but by no means was this the reason he was fired. He was fired because he traded DeAndre Hopkins.
Right, exactly, and they were winless. They were 0-4. All right, it's time for the 2 Grand Slam.
At the stop sign,
It's the
turn
2
right onto Eastern
Grand
Road.
Slam. Your chance to win $2,000 in 60 seconds. Brought to you by Genesis Credit Union.
All right, your chance to win $2,000. The way this works, we have 10 questions. We'll ask those questions in 60 seconds. For each correct response, you get $25. You can pass, use the time wisely. We will not tell you if you have one right or wrong, okay?
In 1.9 miles, turn left
I
onto
will
West
say
12
this.
Mile Road.
This is one of the harder ones, at least for me.
It was for me too.
Okay, usually when I take the tests and I'll cover up the answer, I'll usually get, not to brag, 9 or 10. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I got 7. This is pretty tough.
I'm stupid then. because I only got like 5.
All right.
I got 2, which is pretty good for me. So,
All right. So, okay. You only get 2. Let me guess which one.
Heather, you're a really smart person, I think. You know, you
yeah,
took
but
a
I
shot
don't know
at
my
your-
sports.
Exactly. You took a shot
Right.
at yourself. there.
Exactly.
It's like,
All right.
I know, but these are all sports questions. I don't know that stuff.
I'm going to set the bar before I even talk to the bar is 5. Okay? The bar
Yeah.
will be 5.
Okay.
The Jansen bar. Let's go to Bernard in Berkeley. How you doing, Bernard?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Have you ever played the 2 Grand Slam before?
It was a long time ago, but yes, I played once.
How'd you do?
I only got 3. It was a bad morning.
Bad morning? Well, hopefully this will be better for you. This is a little difficult. I have to tell you that, but maybe you can surprise us. You never know. All right, you know how this works. The clock will begin when I start the first question. Okay?
Yep.
All right, Bernard. Good luck. Here we go. Who is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I'll pass.
Bam Adebayo plays for this NBA team.
Clippers.
This band had the 1999 hit Scar Tissue.
Pass.
Khalil Mack played college football at this Mack college.
Toledo.
Grand Rapids is located in this Michigan county.
Kent.
He moderated last week's presidential debate.
Chris Wallace.
Who leads the NFL in passing yards this season?
Pass.
The NBA bubble has been exclusively played in this city.
Orlando.
The Lions play this team after their upcoming bye week.
Jaguars.
He played Teddy KGB in the movie Rounders.
Pass.
He's the head coach of the Tampa...
Arians.
Arians was a little late for that, so you got 4.
let me just ask, did you say who was the coach the first time?
No, I said
Okay.
who is the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got 4. That's $100.
Well done.
Not bad.
That was a tough one.
You got $100 more than you had last week. Actually, more than you had about 10 minutes ago. So hang on the line, Bernard. Greg will get the pertinent information. We appreciate you playing. We appreciate your listenership on having a wonderful day. All right, here we go. The head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Bruce Arians. Bam Adebayo. What did I say? Bam I said it right when the question was.
Yeah.
Adebayo plays for this NBA team. That would be the Miami Heat.
Take
Instead
exit
of the Clippers.
14C onto
He passed on this
and
one.
Southfield
This band
Freeway.
had the 1999 hit Scar Tissue, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Khalil Mack did not play at Toledo. He played at Buffalo. He got that one right. I got that one wrong too. I like that Ottawa King.
Okay.
That one. Yeah. Who leads the NFL in passing yardage this season? He passed. The answer is Dak Prescott. And John Malkovich played Teddy KGB in the movie Rounders. The 2 Grand Slam every week is brought to you by our good friends at Genesis Credit Union.
Hey, just super quick on the Bill O'Brien and Watt thing. So John mentioned it there, but we had to get to the 2 Grand Slam about Hopkins. You know, that's the tip of the iceberg there. Those players know when they heard all the criticism of that trade, and then COVID happened, and that happened right at when COVID started going crazy. So it kind of simmered down, but Watt exploding is exactly that. Like, you traded away a guy who leads the NFL in receptions. He's 4th in yardage, and he's only 6 yards behind being 1.
Right.
And then they're struggling a little bit offensively, and those players are just sitting there. John, if you can confirm, they're just sitting there. If we had this guy, and we got David Johnson, who's hardly doing anything, he had a nice first half in the first game.
Yeah.
You're like, aren't you raising your hands and going WTF?
Right, because their games have been close too.
Well, but here's the difference: is sometimes players, and I would believe that J.J. Watt understands this aspect. Yes, he's disappointed they don't have a game-changing wide receiver, but you can't afford every player that is on your roster in the long term. So if they couldn't come up with the money for a contract for DeAndre Hopkins, then they tried to trade and get what they could for him. I don't think that they got enough for him. That's the issue, and probably what has frustrated J.J. Watt and some of the veterans on that team, that they just didn't get enough for DeAndre Hopkins. They may understand the trade just in terms of financial sense, but the fact that they didn't get enough for him is probably what's frustrating them.
And frustrating their fans, too.
Very quickly, so when I was looking up Hopkins stats, I was like, I wonder where the Lions' top receiver is. 59th, Hawkinson in yardage in the league. Stafford doesn't have any weapons, guys. That's why he's
Well, Galladay, if he was played the first 4 games, would be up there in yards.
I know.
All right. Heather has the unnecessary
shots.
Oh, yes. Well, boys, a fly is all people could talk about last night, but a raccoon was getting lots of attention yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why coming up next.
All right, 97 on the ticket.
Apply for a loan any place, anytime, on any device, and get your loan fast. Welcome to Simple. Welcome to Genesis.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
This pandemic has taken away many things. It's robbed us from our day-to-day, kept us from our work and play, and erased our views of regular, standard, and normal. But it's taught us a lot as well, including what and who matters most. That's why it's more important than ever to help protect your loved ones from the flu this season. Make a flu shot appointment for yourself and the people you care about most at Kroger.com/flu. At Kroger Health, we believe that your people are our people.
With so many new pet owners, Keezia's Grooming can't keep up.
Keezia's Grooming? Sorry, we booked solid through the weekend. I can give you a call back though if something opens up.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning. Safely. Always fresh coffee to wake you up, cold drinks and snacks to keep you going, plus a full tank to get you where you need to go. So however you start your day, we'll help make your morning a safe one and a good one. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day. The convenience stores of Speedway. Now get any 2 Starbucks drinks or Monster Javas for just $5.
It's me, your personal info. Remember when I was only in a few places?
Like your wallet.
Your computer. Or safe deposit box. Well, now I'm practically everywhere. On all your devices. Where you browse, shop,
And bank online.
anywhere you log in.
Your info is out there.
And what you do online can make you vulnerable to cyber criminals. More threats demand more protection. That's why Norton and LifeLock are now part of one company. Norton 360 with LifeLock provides all-in-one membership for your cyber safety. It gives you device security, identity theft protection, a VPN for online privacy, and more. No one can prevent all cybercrime and identity theft, but Norton 360 with LifeLock is your ally in today's connected world, even if your info is on vacation. Sign up today for Norton 360 with LifeLock and save 25% or more off your first year by going to norton.com/news. That's norton.com/news for 25% off.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your car insurance with RightTrack, which rewards you for safe driving.
As the world's most careful driver, that's perfect. Now apply 2 pounds of force for acceleration. Really? Turning in 0.3 miles and begin deceleration.
With Liberty Mutual's RightTrack, you could earn up to 30% savings based on how you drive. Sign up at libertymutual.com/RightTrack. Discount on participating vehicles. Base coverage is only. Availability varies.
Untuckit knows that for the past 6 months, getting dressed for the day has been harder than ever. But did you know that a recent study by the Wall Street Journal says that getting dressed for the workday from home can boost your performance and productivity? You can still look great and stay comfortable in Untuckit shirts. They're designed to be worn untucked. Plus, they come out of the dryer wrinkle-free. So for your next Zoom call, use the t-shirt and grab an Untuckit shirt instead. Use code RADIO for 20% off your next purchase at any Untuckit store or at untuckit.com. Untuckit shirts designed to be worn untucked.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Michael Curra of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbhealth.com.
Text the ticket using the same number you used to call the ticket. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
14 miles. Turn right onto Pinehurst Drive.
mention that you can now actually follow The Fly on Twitter because it's got its own Twitter handle. Several of them, actually, if you want to follow them. You can see memes about The Fly. You can read jokes about The Fly. And you could have, if you got to the website in time, bought a fly swatter from Joe Biden's campaign that said "Truth over flies," but it has since sold out, so it's no longer available. Yes. Yeah. I know, right? Like, you had to act pretty quickly on that to get that going.
I see he also had a little pink eye for a while. If they, whatever. I don't know if that was just camera angle or whatever. But I saw a meme. Remember Bob Costas at the Olympics?
Yes.
And he had to sit out for a few days because people were doing memes of that. But
yeah. It didn't look like pink eye. It looked like, if you've ever broken a blood vessel in your eye.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done that. I did it in college one time just from studying so much that I had the blood vessel in my eye burst. It looks so disgusting. It looks more like that than genuine pink eye.
I've never had a studying injury.
Me neither.
Yeah. Well, for reading too much or staring at a computer screen too long. I don't know. It's happened to me before. That's for sure. So while we had The Fly last night, yesterday morning, a White House reporter had to fend off a raccoon attack before setting up for a live shot. This is great. So this was a CNN reporter, Joe Johns, who's on the White House lawn, just about to go live when this pesky raccoon kept interrupting his shot.
Yeah, there he is. Now, no events on the president's schedule today, and important to say, the White House, especially from the raccoons, man. God, again, this is the second time. Crap's not working, right? Hey, man, raccoons came back. It always comes around right about when I'm going to go on TV.
Joe Johns, I worked with him at WRC in Washington.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He was a pretty good guy.
Oh, it's pretty funny. The video, the sound is funny. The video is great. He did end up throwing, a box or something in the direction of the raccoon. He did later go on Twitter and say, hey, no animals were harmed. I didn't actually hit the raccoon. I was just trying to scare it off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was funny. So SNL has pulled the plug on their musical guest for this weekend's show after videos and photos of Morgan Wallen hit the internet showing him partying without a mask. So if you don't know Morgan Wallen, he's a country music star. He was supposed to be the musical guest, but he was in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa. There we go. For the Alabama and Texas A&M football game. And I guess he quickly became a little TikTok star. He has all these videos where he's taking shots in a crowded bar. He's making out with several different women. He's at a house party. So all of this went viral. And of course, his actions go against COVID safety protocol. So SNL canceled. And he has since issued an apology. He said that his actions were short-sighted and he put people at risk.
Okay, so why are they worried that... Okay, so if he tested negative, they're just punishing him for being stupid?
Yeah. Yes, they are. And rightfully so, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if you agree to go on a show and the agreements say, hey, because you're going to be on, you need to be maybe not quarantining, but very careful.
Okay. I get it.
Before you come on the show, I think that's,
I can understand that.
which I'm guessing it was, because SNL said that it violated their protocol.
I gotta check because we've one of our neighbors, their son, one of my daughter's best friends. He's a junior at University of Alabama, and he's a big country fan. So I wonder if he was at that show.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I would have heard.
Who knows? So Patrick Mahomes is admitting that he regrets hugging Stephon Gilmore after Monday's game. We learned on Wednesday morning that Gilmore has tested positive for COVID-19. And Mahomes spoke to the media on Wednesday, and he said that it was a mental lapse to hug Gilmore after the game.
Knowing that I went up to him after the game and just getting the high five like I've done my whole career and not thinking about it, was, a little bit of a mental lapse, just trying to show sportsmanship and stuff like that. But it's something that I think about every day. You have to think about that with her being pregnant and kind of that high risk category. And so when I went home over the weekend, I slept in a different bedroom and stayed away from her as much as possible. And so I've kind of gotten these negative tests back. And so I just try to do my part to kind of keep myself away from her and social distance. But the only thing good about being here every single day, I get tested every single day. So it's good at keeping track of where I'm at.
God, his voice is amazing.
It really is. It really is. I mean, because to me, and it doesn't correlate with his look. Like, I would never expect that voice to come out of his body, you know? I mean, now I get it, but the first time I heard him, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Sounds like Kermit.
No, not as much as Rieger does.
Well, I don't think Rieger sounds like Kermit when he's just speaking. When he actually goes to, like, make a Kermit voice, he sounds exactly like Kermit. But, like, this guy sounds like Kermit just when he's talking. That's great. So there's a house, a serial killer's house that is up for sale, and it can be yours if the price is right, of course. It is the house from Silence of the Lambs in Pennsylvania. It's been listed for just under $300,000. And of course, you know,
Buffalo Bill.
Exactly. So they say that it was originally built in 1910. Obviously, we know it served as this pivotal location in the movie, and several of the film's iconic scenes were actually filmed in rooms of that house. Now, the realtor did say that she's getting some interest, but she said if the property doesn't sell by Halloween, she is considering bringing in a psychic medium to the home for a live stream event. See if she can pick up any spirits or ghosts and goblins. So, people, don't put in your offer until after Halloween so that we can have a live stream event.
Yes. Could you live in a house where, even if it was a fictional character, that a serial killer lived?
Yes.
You could?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that would not check the box for me.
Fictional, I think I could. I don't think in real life. Like, I'm not going to live in Dahmer's house, you know?
No, I mean, I'm very fascinated by, I mean, I've never had, like, an experience with a ghost. I don't really believe in them because I have no reason to. However, if I were, like, I really want to go in, I really want to be in a haunted house. Like, I want that experience so that I can either start believing or still not believe. But I love, yes, I want to go to I want to stay in a room that's haunted and see what happens.
In a previous morning show, we used to play Goodbye Horses, which is the song that they use in that scene, Buffalo Bill. We used to play it every Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It's a crazy song.
So you could get paid $1,000 to watch horror movies for 24 hours straight. Sounds pretty simple, and I think I could do it. So CableTV.com is looking for somebody to take on this challenge, and if they choose you, you'll get $1,000 plus a $50 Starbucks gift card, so you can stay caffeinated and stay awake for that 24-hour period. Plus, you'll get some candy to enjoy while you watch. And they say you can pick any movie. Obviously, it has to be in the horror genre, but it can be, you know, a silly, spooky movie or downright scary movie. You can pick the movies you want to watch, and you'll have to live tweet your experience the whole time.
So how do you go about doing this?
You apply on CableTV.com. Sounds pretty. I could do it.
For $1,000?
I like scary movies.
I hate scary movies, but for $1,000, maybe I'd get scared.
I don't know if I could stay awake for 24 hours straight. That would be the hardest part for me.
Yeah, especially watching a movie. Like, even if there's a movie I like, if I'm at home and I'm watching a movie, chances are about a half hour into it. I've even gone to the theater now with the lazy boy chairs.
Yeah. 20
minutes into it, the kids know I am out.
Yes. I always say, I'm just resting my eyes. Resting my eyes.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. With Red Bull, you can stay up and watch. I'm confident you could.
I could probably.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Heather. All right. Coming up next, we're down to number 42. Interesting number here in the history of Michigan Detroit sports. That's coming up next. 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center. It's still accident-free on your drive this early Thursday morning. No issues to deal with, and traffic volumes remain pretty light out on the freeways as well. So coming up today, planned road work is scheduled to close the Lodge northbound ramp to Claremont until 3. There's also planned road work for 8 Mile eastbound between Shaner and Gratiot Avenue. Right lane closure from 9 to 3 as well. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Relive 1971's Michigan football game against Ohio State. Pre-game Saturday at 11:30, kickoff at noon on 97.1 The Ticket.
In business, things move quickly. You have to be ready to shift, pivot, adapt, then do it all over again. Comcast Business gives you fast, reliable internet on the nation's largest gig speed network. And for a limited time, you can also get fast shipping with Amazon Business Prime Essentials. Wow, that was fast. So no matter what comes next, you can do more than bounce back. You can bounce forward. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing new offer. Get started with powerful internet and voice for $35 each a month, 24 months when you buy both. And ask how you can get 1 free year of Amazon Business Prime Essentials on us. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Offer ends 11/1/2020. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill auto pay required. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Hall Financial. Go to davidhallmortgage.com. This is former assignment of the Radio.com Sports Minute. Going into week 5, 1/4 of the NFL faces quarterback questions. Will COVID-19 patient Cam Newton return for the Patriots against the Broncos? Or will they have to choose between Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham? As for Denver, Drew Lock saw limited practice time, but is his rehab shoulder far enough along? Or will undrafted free agent Brett Rippon get another shot? Joe Flacco starts for the Jets as Sam Darnold nurses a sprained shoulder, while Washington demoted Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen starts, backed up by none other than Alex Smith. The Niners hope Jimmy Garoppolo can return from a high ankle sprain, while the Bears need Nick Foles to perform better against the Bucs on Thursday night. Rookie Justin Herbert has certainly been impressive for the Chargers, but Anthony Lynn, for some reason, continues to insist it's Tyrod Taylor's job when he recovers from a punctured lung. Finally, when will the Miami Tua Tagovailoa era start? It's sensing that it's coming in a week or so. A Boomer aside.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe. For the ones rising to new challenges. For the ones rebuilding stronger than before. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, safety recovery guides, and 24/7 support. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Napa know-how. At Napa, you can buy a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $27.99. And as a bonus, you'll score a $10 gift card by mail-in rebate. That's like a cherry on top of the cherry on top of your oil change. So get $10 back by mail when you buy a jug of Mobil 1. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/20.
Joe Biden. To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. I'm releasing a plan to save lives in the months ahead. We need to increase federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. We absolutely need a clear message from the very top of our federal government that everyone needs to wear a mask in public. Every single frontline worker should have the personal protective equipment that they need to be safe. We need to support schools and child care programs so parents, if and when they can return to work, are confident that their children will be safe and cared for. And finally, we need to protect the populations most at risk, our seniors, vulnerable populations with pre-existing conditions. We need real plans, real guidelines with uniform nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We gotta fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
It's always showtime at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Make real money sports wagers and watch the games on over 60 HD TVs while enjoying local craft beers and signature cocktails. The BetMGM Sports Lounge has quickly become the best place in Michigan to watch Sunday football and features 3 VIP sections, video
Hey. What's going on? Hello. Can you hear me? Hold on. Hold on one sec. There were some like emergency jobs they wanted me to scout this morning. What are you doing?
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime.
These ones are, I think they're like downriver if you want to. There's only like 6 of them, but you can start at one end and I'll start at the other. Yeah, you won't get a hold of her for another. You won't get a hold of her for another 20 minutes probably. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye.
Yeah, I saw that. Alan Trammell. But is currently, I think, the 9th leading rusher in Michigan history. But just what he was able to do, I think it was over 3,000 yards rushing at the University of Michigan when he was there in the early 70s, late 60s.
That's an interesting debate, Taylor.
Taylor over 3,000 yards, and he held the record until that broke it 6 years later. See, I didn't see Billy Taylor play. That matters, tremendously here. A lot of people didn't see Tony Bowles play. I loved him. I personally think, and I think even Bo said this at one point, he's the best running back to ever wear a Michigan uniform.
Tragic life. He got in jail and drug problems.
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy got the ACL before. It's really fixable. Rarely fixable. And he's had he's hit through his life. But he let that he's responsible for any of that. But this is one of those guys where I think he's one of the biggest ones where I would love to see what would have happened if he never would have got hurt. I think I would go with yours, Tony. Just because, but I don't know Taylor, and I'm not objecting to having Taylor instead. I mean, it's just I'm not so much about him.
All right, Greg.
Intrigued by the Willis Tarpley debate.
Yeah.
And it's total NBA bias coming into my mind because Willis was superior. Yes. In the NBA. Right. But Tarpley was the better college player. That's what counts. Yeah, he was Big Ten Player of the Year. So this is solid. Yes.
All right, so this is Mopi, Jeremy Stackhouse, and Billy Taylor. Jansen Twitter page and ask your vote for best number 42 position. Showing me up, he doesn't get enough love. It's Terry Duran was a number 42. He's got his jersey retired. Great college. We should win this. We should win this. I don't think that should win this. That's changed. Yeah, I was looking at Stackhouse's numbers from this year.
Michigan State has not been represented well in these. I don't know why Spartans don't know what Twitter is, but
yeah, so all your Spartan fans out there, Mo Pete, you can cast your vote. All right, Tony Ortiz with the update 97.9.
If it turns out
those unauthorized workouts took place. On the field, the Chicago Bears look to improve to 4-1 on the season as they clash with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight on Thursday Night Football. Our coverage begins at 8. The Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers each move one step closer towards playing in the National League Championship Series with victories yesterday in their respective divisional round series games. The Braves would blank Miami 2-0, while the Dodgers knocked off San Diego 6-5. Over in the American League, Oakland outslugs Houston 9-7. Tampa Bay pounds the New York Yankees 8-4. Mid-American Conference will begin its 2020 college football season on November 4th. That's according to the schedule, which was released by league officials yesterday. Central Michigan will open up their season on that day by hosting Ohio. Western Michigan will travel to Akron. Eastern Michigan will be on the road to face Kent State. The final day of the NHL draft yesterday saw the Red Wings add 11 players to the organization, including forward Keenan Draper, who is the son of Chris Draper, Red Wings' current director of amateur scouting. Keenan Draper, by the way, chosen with the first pick of the 7th and final round in yesterday's draft. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Radio.
Best part of that?
We'll fly.
Well, whoever the host is, can mute.
That's true.
How is that going to go down? Is that going to be on Zoom?
No, it's whatever. It's whatever. You're right, they do. But I mean, because the past two debates, it's like, when the time's up, they don't shut up. And she sat there yesterday. It's like, I would love for the moderator to just say, listen, shut the F up. I'm gonna throw you out. You're gonna time. I mean, the vice president so debates like Harris or Pence. Pence went over to them with Harris, but you're in timeout. Yeah, exactly. Really weird last night. Anyway, a friend of mine told me the other day that he's got kids that go to University of Michigan, and they both got COVID. And he said, these kids, they go out. I understand my daughter's there. They're pretty safe. She goes, no, they got it on purpose. They wanted it over with. I said, what? Yeah, they don't care. They wanted to go on with their lives, so they wanted to get it. Because then you have the antibodies, and you're done. So they got it. They quarantined. They didn't come home, did they? To you? No. Put them up in a hotel for 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it was. And that's what they did. And now they're, fine. I don't think any of them they lost like taste or